mercy on you. Says Yahweh, your Redeemer. Says Yahweh, your Redeemer. Therefore, the redeemed shall return with singing unto Zion, and everlasting joy shall be upon their head. They shall obtain gladness and joy, and sorrow and mourning shall flee away. They shall be saved. For it's Yahweh who redeems Israel. But now, says Yahweh, that created you, fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by my name. When you pass through the waters, you will not be drowned. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. Therefore, the redeemed shall return with singing unto Zion, and everlasting joy shall be upon their head. They shall obtain gladness and joy, and sorrow and mourning shall flee away. They shall be saved. For it's Yahweh who redeems Israel.
Not be ashamed to dance unto our King, Abba Yahweh, because it was you, Abba Yahweh. When there was no one else, Abba Yahweh, it was you that stood by our side, Abba Yahweh. And said that you will make us yours, Abba Yahweh. A chosen generation, Abba Yahweh. Those are the words that you gave us, Abba Yahweh. We didn't choose them of ourselves, Abba Yahweh. But you set up a segula people, a special people unto you, Abba Yahweh. That you gave us a covenant to abide by, Abba Yahweh. You gave us a covenant, Abba Yahweh, to lead us in the straight and narrow way and keep us on that course that you have tended us to walk, Abba Yahweh. Abba Yahweh, even Abba Yahweh, even our shortcomings and our sins, Abba Yahweh. You said we cry out to you, Abba Yahweh. You stretched our hand, Abba Yahweh. Will bring us back unto your bosom, Abba Yahweh. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, Torah, Torah. Let us stand to our feet, nation. Blow the trumpet of Yahweh and Yahshua Mashiach. Hallelujah. Precious of Yahweh, but the Hashemite, Kadosh Yomati Hashem, from good to come, your will be done. In earth of Yahweh, and in the Hashemite. Give us this day our daily lesson, and forgive us our debt, our Yahweh, and we forgive our debtors. And lead us into temptation, but deliver us from evil, our Yahweh. For yours is the power and the honor of Yahweh, forever of Yahweh. So be it of Yahweh. May it be fulfilled in the precious mighty name of Yahshua HaMashiach. Your life feed us the lesson, the bread of life this day of Yahweh, of understanding of Yahweh. Direct us in the straight and narrow way of Yahweh, to soothe, to bring us back unto you of Yahweh, that we may see what hear of Yahweh. Take heed and receive of Yahweh the counsel of your image, your truth this day of Yahweh. Ban the very spirit trying to come against it of Yahweh. In the precious name of Yahshua HaMashiach, I pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yes, this is another yom that Yahweh has for YisraYah'ale. So we have come into his presence, into his bed, and we open up and offer the praise and Torah. Hallelujah.
YHWH is the Christ and Lord.
Hallelujah.
No, he's not all in all. So Yahshua, you have no need to fear. He's always with his hand. Yahweh is my light.
Just turn this fan on here, the ceiling fan. Just leave everything like it is. Just give me that, all right? We do want to greet you all in YHWH's mighty name on this great Shabbat. We say Shabbat Shalom in the name of YHWH. Hallelujah. I want to interject today the simplicity of Yah's truth. He does not delegate us to interpret anything. He is beyond the scope and the interpretation of one's mind. I don't care how spiritual one may think he or she is. If you can explain the dynamics of this creation, the stars, the celestial beings, then you can explain him to me. I don't care what kind of educational degree you have. Doctors cannot explain the dynamics of a man's makeup, his composition. They can only express it in terminology and terms that are relevant within the scope of what they are defining. In essence, they can tell you where mitochondria, and these are their determinations of what the words imply and what they mean. But there is no one that can explain the creation of man. They try to give answers as to how 600 billion years ago. I was thinking this morning, how did the magnificence of element formulate? What was the intelligence of that amoeba that told itself you need a brain? You need arms and you must walk upright. You will come out of the same biological product as a dog or a goat. Yet you will be called man. Who identified him or who made him to have dominion over everything? Yes. There is one thing as I teach today I want to show us. I'm saying that because I want us to understand that Yah is going to sin as he is strong delusions. Yeah. What is the reason for him sin delusions? To beguile us and to trick us. That we will be misguided in every application of our thinking, our thought process. Yes. And how we think mentally and spiritually. And that is what a delusion is. When one's mind is deluded, when one cannot comprehend what is sadiq, what is in the era, what is wrong. Yes. And there's a reason why Yah is going to perform this. He leaves this into no one's hand because there's something about us as human beings. One strong, violent type of tenacity that we possess. It is one called conceit. We are very conceited. Yes. And to understand why the delusions are going to be sent by Yah. He has not granted it unto man to cause delusions. Yes. I want to read this and I will tell you where it is found. One of the most wisest individuals that could articulates the manifesto of Almighty Yah, he writes this: do you see a wise man? Can you comprehend the depths of a wise man? Do you see, are your eyes open to see a wise man and his own conceit, his own idea, his mental and physical stimulation of what he thinks of here?
Yes.
He's a conceited beast.
Yes.
And that's the way my people is. Very conceited.
Yes.
In their own eyes, they think that they possess all of the personal proposition of Almighty Yah. They can operate beyond the sphere of that mind of YHWH, so they interpretate.
Yes.
They reveal by their own conceits. In his own eyes, because of his own pride, he is exalted.
Yes, sir.
He will not take any kind of correction at all. And it's his own mind that mislead him and misguide him. And it is also the mind that beguiles him. That he become the fool of his own thoughts.
Yes.
Do you see a wise man in his own conceit, Ian? He supposes that his mental and spiritual gravity is above all. Do you see a man that is wise, that think that my spiritual knowledge of matters is greater than all? There's a question mark because he asks us a question. And he gives us a comparison of that man. He said, there is more tigva in a kesel, in a twisted, damnable fool than him. So don't tell me Yah doesn't call us fools. He gave it to the command of Shalom here in Mishli, Proverbs 26:12. He said, you can get more resolution from one that knows he's stupid and understands that he's a fool. But that is the roots of delusion.
Yes.
There is nothing like conceit. You find someone that is conceited,
Yes.
you find something from the gates of hell. It is a mind that is so beguiled, a mind that is infatuated with one. What I think,
Yes.
you don't know nothing, man.
Yeah.
You all bring that thing close in so I can see here. Bring the capture close, all right, for me. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
There is nothing like a conceited man. One that is conceited has no wisdom or the truth of Almighty Yah. So that there is more wisdom in a fool than one that is conceited. I wanted to lay that out because I want to deal with the delusion of this generation. And you could see from the year 2000s the delusion of these liars that identify with the Hebrew Israelites doctrine. They said that 2020, that their vile, stinking dog of a creature, that Jesus was coming.
Yes.
He's going to tear down everything. I thought this morning it's been 20 years and you still buy those foolish lies. There is no conviction of sin among them. You can do anything you want to. You can practice any way you want to.
Yes.
You can lay and play all day. You get drunk,
Yes.
smoke weeds, and all of that. They're worse than those that they ridicule all the time, the Christians. And that's a fact. I'm going to teach today
Yeah.
concerning this. It is one thing that Yah has done. He has regarded us, YisraYah'ale, as his nation. But he is very attentive to our callous attitude and the spirits that run rampart in us,
Yes.
that guide us in every activity. Because we as a nation of people, our attitudes, it's corrupt.
Yes.
So he commands the Nobi, Hosea, Hosea chapter 11, verse 7. I want to begin. Just one verse. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
He identifies my people. Hosea chapter 11 and verse 7. And my people, that declares there is a possessive there. There is some ownership. Yes. He says, and my people, they are dalal. They don't know. They're twisted. They are bent. They are uncertain about things. And they always operate in the suspense. They don't know.
True.
They don't understand.
True.
He said, my people, they are bent to backsliding. They're bent to apostate, meshuba, to turn their backs, their hearts on Yah, their will.
Yes.
They are bent to backslide. He said, my people.
Yes.
They are bent to lie,
yes.
to operate in some of the most vilest of corruption.
Yeah.
They are bent on backsliding. Where? He says, from me. They don't love me.
Yes.
It is a false pretense that they pretend they love me. They are bent on meshudah, to turning back, to operating in this apostate's mind, to deny him and to tell him to go to hell.
Yes.
The actions, their sins, because we are conceited. We are conceited.
Yes.
We embellish me and we think highly of me.
Yes.
And we process me above all. That's a conceited mind.
Yes.
And nothing will ever correct you. Nothing. They're bent on turning back, meshudah, to turning away, to backsliding. He says, for me, personal. Though they have called, I want you all to hear this. Though we have kara, we have cried out and called to the Most High. Say, help me, Yah, I need you. He says this is the catalyst. None at all. Not some. He declares none. Lo, there is no possibility that there is one. He said not one. You can't find them. None at all. What room they will exalt me. They will not place me in the zenith, the pinnacle of their heart, yes. Their mind. Everything comes before me. Not at all. We can cry hallelujah all we want to. It doesn't mean a damn thing. Yah does not lie.
Yes. Hallelujah.
He said, none at all what exalts me. To exalt, to lift me up, to establish me in the pinnacle of their mind, that I may process all things for them.
Yes.
We may sing and do all that. But none at all, he said, what exalts him, to esteem, to lift beyond the parallels of our flesh. We have reduced them to our likeness. It can't be. And that's why there is no guilt, there is no shamefulness of sin, and the violent reproach we bring against him. We have no feelings to that, because there is none that exalt him. None will exalt me. They don't care. They don't even love me. That's why we don't exalt him. We have become staunch in our wheel of corruption. Yes. We don't know how to exalt him. Yeah. It's almost like this is what exaltation is. A parent, their child is in the university and they want everybody to know. I don't care where they go, they tell them, oh, my daughter's in this school. Oh, my son, he's a brilliant student. We don't exalt the brilliancy of Yah. Yes. We're full of our own dung, our gelof, and I would say our own.
Yes.
That's what we're full of. And that is just the truth.
Yes.
God says, I'm going to give them over to what you are. He's not going to do anything to us that we have not incurred. Nothing. He has not marked people. For whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. Don't be a fool. You may think you're getting by, but you're not getting by. And that's a fact. You're not getting by. And that's a fact. He said, though they call to the Most High, none at all will exalt him. Room. Set him on the pinnacle that he deserves. Put him at the frontal of your labor, your mind, your thoughts. You don't integrate him. He is the processor of every thought, every deed. And you do nothing without his approval. And the approval will come from the book.
Yes.
From his Torah. This is his nation. This is how we regard him. This is how we act, because we're conceited. We're full of our own conceits, our own mental projection. We think we're bright and smart.
Yes.
I was saying to my wife as I was thinking about eating my YHWH yesterday, I said, I want to ask you a question. I did not propose that to her like that. I said, who said that that's proper to eat? With your hand down and you, I said, I like to put both hands up there. I like to grab the chicken breast. And this is how stupid we is. Yes. Who tells you that's proper? The proper dietary law or the etiquette of eating. I said, people in the world, they eat with their hands. I like eating with my hands. And I'll do it at times just because I like doing it. You got to have the proper fork. You got to have the proper spoon. That's a lie. Yeah. Give me a spoon, I can eat anything with it. I never could understand that, because it's difficult to get rice with the fork. With the spoon, get it out. Yeah. This is how insane this world is, and we are. And y'all give us proper etiquette. He said we don't exalt him. We don't elevate him above our conceits. Because we think in our own mental telepathy that we're smarter than anything. We're fools. We're silly. We're immature. This is the real deal here. Yeah. You don't have to love me. I don't give a nickel's worth of rat's down if you love me or not. I don't care. Yeah. Period. Yeah. And he profoundly gives an utterance unto Shaul, my friend. Yes, he's my friend. Because every time I read lament in Shaul, I'm wounded. And you're going to be wounded among a friend, and Shaul is my friend. That's why YHWH can call me as my friend, because he wounds me. Every time I read, every time I apply his principles, and I judge myself by what is in the book, I know that I'm nothing, and my failure cannot be measured. For you to have the arrogant exaltation of you, you are a sick, dirty creature. I don't know who you are. He writes on the Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians. I want to take this one verse very carefully. And then the next one, we're going to understand the reason why. Yah says that I'm going to bring havoc, destruction, and death among the nation, not just his people, my people, but the people of the earth. And especially his people, because we defy him. We will not obey him. One of the most profound utterances, not is, but it is the most profound commandment, to love him and to love YisraYah'ale. That's it. And they are imperative. You can't say I love him but you're here, that's a lie. It is equal. There's a imperative there. You're honest with him, you're honest with me. You're forthright with him, you're forthright with me. If you lie to him, you lie to me. And if you lie to me, you lie to him. If you're cooking with me, you're going to be cooking with him. If you tell your your falsalities with me, you're going to do it with him. Because I am the body of YHWH HaMashiach. Hallelujah. Now, I don't make my boast in me, I make my boast in him. Look at how he prescribed this in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 11. I've got to know the cause. Yah says, and for this cause, for this reason, I want to take my time, all right? For this reason, this is what validates me. For this reason, Yah shall send Bimbo. He is going to be the one that thrusts. He is the one that ordains a thing. He is the one that makes a thing pervasive. He will pimple. He shall.
Yes.
He shall. An affirmation of confirmation. Shall. Not might. Shall. Not maybe. Shall. Not peradventure. Shall. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not murder. Thou shalt not commit adultery. There's no leverage or room. You can't adjudicate that. You can't reason within the scope of shall. You cannot, nation. Thou shalt sin. I'm going to cause it to prevail. I am the one that shall orchestrate this. I will not leave this in the hands of YHWH, YisraYah'ale. I'm the one. They will guard the course of my navarim, my promises. This is a promise here.
Yes.
This is a promise of Yah.
Yes.
This is his words. He said, I shall send, I shall thrust upon them, I shall send them strong. Irregues, not something that is weak, a putrid. I shall send them strong, something that is powerful. It's going to be effective. It's going to be efficiently prepared for the moment. I shall send them strong. It is beyond the power, and that is what it implies in our gaze. It's beyond the supernatural power of humankind. You can't fly. And so that's why he placed that superlative there. When something is beyond you to control, he's going to send strong.
Yes.
He's going to send strong. Why? Because we're conceited. We are conceited nations of people. We will know what's right and hear what's right, but because we will not exude him to the highest level, we get mad as hell, we get upset. Easily offended because there's nothing in you. What you call love is trash matter. It's just flat out trash. I was working with him this week and I fuss at him all the time. Beat him up. Make him do it right. He's been trying to hang with me. I can't get away from him. But I said to him, I will bust your head. And I mean that. The granddaddy may deal with you a little different, but I'm going to deal with you this way. Why would he want to be around me? I make him work. I make him do the dirty work. You know why? Because I do the dirty work. Because I do the dirty work.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I don't clown and I don't play.
Yes,
I don't laugh with him, he smiles. I don't laugh with children. I don't play games with them. And that's just the fact. He said, I'm going to sin, I'm going to pimple, thrust violently. I'm going to send them inner gaze, strong ones. He calls it premier, strong delusion. In essence, I'm going to cause them, that's what plan A is. It is to be led away by one's own deluded mind. And when someone's mind is deluded, it is because of the factor of conceit. They cannot judge properly. They cannot see things properly and right. They have no comprehension of the order of Almighty Yah.
Yes.
I'm going to send them plenty, strong, not just weak delusions, but strong, powerful, strong delusion. That you will sense no truth or morality of spirituality in them at all. This world is void. They may be spiritual, but they're void of truth. I was thinking to myself, as I always do often, and I said, yeah, it is amazing. Let's just take, for instance, or reference the words G-O-D, God. And I've heard all my life, well, if he was God, he wouldn't do that, he would not do this and that. And I said to myself, Yah, as he prompts me, I say, there is not a whore that is more violent, more divisive, more destructive, will kill you, will kill the baby in your womb, will take a whole family out in 3 seconds, will blow your brains out. Then they attribute things to her violent winds and her monsoons, as they call her, Mother Earth. I said, I've never heard anyone, Yah, say anything against Mother Earth. You haven't. They can explain Mother Earth. All these are the tendencies of Mother Earth because of the violent eruptions and things, and because we as a people we have done things that have tweaked the balance of things of nature, and Mother Earth has a way of correcting herself. So this slut you call Mother Earth, this violent whore, and you tell me that Yah's not going to bring balance to His creation. If God was so good and He would never took my mother. She was a wicked thing. The righteous and the wicked shall go to their maker. We all going to die. That's stupid. We all go on the way of the grave. Your bones will be bleached dry, and the ravenous beast will eat the flesh off of your bone. Nothing goes to waste, all right? Yeah. They will clean your bones. And that's a fact. We're conceited. Yah says, I'm going to send strong inner gaze, so powerful, they're beyond the ability for us to comprehend in our mind. We can't. He said, I'm going to send strong planning. Their delusion because they have rejected me. Because of their own concepts. And they have been misled in 2 principal things. And that is what delusion is. 2 principal things. They have been misled in their minds. They have been misled in their minds. And they have done away with judgment. We don't like judgment. We don't want nobody to judge us. But that's where strength comes. When a man coaches want to do something, they teach them the perfect way. No, no, no. That's it. That's it. And they tend to fall back to their old way. That they get, no, that's not how you do it. The old saying is this: practice makes perfect. We don't practice His truth.
Yeah.
We don't practice controlling our juvenile, silly, stupid ways, immature ways. We don't practice that.
Yeah.
I practice things. I hold them dear to me. And that's a fact.
Yeah.
We must practice. As the old ones would say, baby, you got to practice what you preach now. That's how they would talk. I'm so glad that when I was this age and like that, I could hear those things that they would say.
Yeah.
I'm glad. And I will watch them. How they sat among each other. No, I could not go and join myself onto them, but I watched that. The attitude toward each other. I did. I did. Watch. You had to get back and watch. You couldn't know. Boy, what you doing around here? You knew to scat. And that was a fact.
Yes.
I will send them strong delusion. There's a comma there to emphatically pronounce that they should believe a lie. What lie? We've lied to ourselves with such precision, preciseness. That we believe our own lies. It's almost like one said that boy really believed his own lies. I will send them a delusion that is so strong they cannot fight against it. That's the reason why. Why would he do my people like that? Why would he do the seed of Avraham like that? It's in the book.
Yeah.
We'll answer it from there. I don't have to try to create an answer. I let the book answer everything. He said, I'm going to send you a strong delusion, and that's beyond the harsh. That's violent. That you can believe a lie. And you're going to be comfortable with that. And you're going to base your nefesh in that. You will let your life rest in that. You will. That they will believe a lie. Is there a reason behind that yarn?
Yeah.
Sure it is. Verse 12. That they pass all, the whole, the entirety, each, everyone, that they all might be krino, almost like cremate, that they all might be damned. I'm going to damn them all, every last one of them. The mountain, the big little one.
Yes.
That they all might be krino, that they may be judged. You must understand that krino implies that it is already in place. It is already in the mind of Almighty Yah. It has already been determined. The judgment has already been made, and we are condemned.
Yes.
And we are condemned. Even the wicked would say, boy, come on now, hey, don't quote, don't play with God now, unquote. They knew you were a hypocrite. Even those that were violent, and they knew they were wrong. But yet they could tell you were a hypocrite.
Yes.
You're fake. And they would say to you, man, look, boy, homeboy, don't play with God now. I ain't doing that now. I know I ain't doing right, but I ain't going to play now.
Yes.
Because they see your actions, your activities, and they knew you were a hypocrite.
Yes.
They knew you were fake and phony. They knew you were not real. It is our works that substantiate us. It is our work. It is the work of love. The whole book is a book of love. You're loving Him. You're going to love everything He done. You're going to take care of everything. Everything from the earth, you're not just going to pollute this. Your conscience is about all things. You don't go to hug no tree, but I don't cut a tree down just to cut it down. You go to neighborhoods, they have ripped up every tree because the air around them stink. Because they want to boast in their what they think is fabulous house. You in debt, fool. You place those trees in everything. I'm just utilizing that for understanding. He placed it all here for his people. He says, I'm going to damn them for what reason? Who believe not the truth. Come on now. They don't believe. They don't trust. Cha'imat. What is truth? It's Torah. You're a flat lawyer. You say you preach the truth. You reject the Shabbatot, the Shabbats, the power of his name, that you give him the same name as every other damn God. You can define God, and it will tell you in the same definitive straightforwardness of its meaning. So every God has the same power. The God of this world, he knows where he stands.
Yes.
He knows how to rule in the mind of man by nachash. Give him his conceit. Let her do what she wants to. Because we don't believe. We have no confidence. We don't trust. That's why we can lie. We can do things wrong. And we can do things evil against each other. Because they don't believe the truth. They have no confidence in the truth of Almighty Yah. Because they believe not the truth. But they had pleasure in this formation of this mind of Fidelity. They had pleasure in unrighteousness. What is unrighteousness? It is the violation of Yah's mandate of Torah. And the life of that Torah in YHWH, it is viable, it is livable, because he lived the word. He came to the same order and channel that I did. You without excuse, oh man. And don't think you can trick Yah, because we cannot. He's going to send strong delusions. He's going to send strong delusion unto us because we had pleasure in unrighteousness. Now, if Yah doesn't tell me why he's going to send me, this is why. But I got to see it more than one time. He has never done this before. Lies. It is not someone that leads me astray. It's me. It is not someone that caused me to react the way I do. It's me. It's what's in me. It's what's deep down in the belly or the bottom of my ruach. It's not because what someone said or did to me. It's me. It's me. It's me. No one else. So I cannot have no ability to accuse someone else of my actions. Yah's going to choose the delusions because we have established them. I will prove this in Torah from the writings of Yeshaya, Isaiah, chapter 66. I want to begin reading in verse 1. Isaiah 66, verse 1. And this is what Yah utters. It says, this says Almighty Yah. He lets us know that the heavens of the Shemayim, he said, I want you to know, is my kiseh. And as and this is the place of my honor. Look at the heavens and that thing that shines this morning. The brightness of its amber of light. Yeah. My corrupt eyes cannot look upon it, but for a moment at a time. But yet it's nothing to Yah. He made it. It is shine forth in the hidden places. It is shine bright. It is the brightness of Almighty Yah. He said, I want you to know that the heavens that you see, that's my conceit. That's the seat of my honor. And so when you look up there and see that, you will honor me. You look up and it doesn't mean a thing to us. It doesn't affect us. It doesn't make us appreciate and say, my Yah, I bless you. I like to look up into the heavens and cause the tears to flow from my eyes, and I do. I'm so enthralled and captivated by the expanse. It can't be measured. Man measured in billions of light years. He can't measure it. No more than you can measure this book unless he opens this open our minds to understand. He wants us to know that the earth is my footstool. This is where I rest with my assurance. I've made it. I can place my foot on this earth because it's mine. And then he asks us, where is the bayat that you have built for me? What house have we built? This is a house? Get out of here. He's talking about this bayat. The house where he dwelt is truth. Where the witness of YHWH dwelt. Where is the house that you built for him? We built houses that with untempered mortar, with lies, my corruption, my evil, lying, sadistic ways, my conceits, and all of my own corruption. We are mixed the mortar and pasted between joints, but it's not holding up in the midst of great distress. He said, where's my house? Or where's the bed that you built for me? And where's the place that I'm that I rest? I can rest in security and comfort knowing that you're for real. You're sincere. You're devoted unto me. Where's my place of rest? Rest in our folly and our lies. He's not going to take comfort in the nations. He's not at all. Where is my minocha? Where is the place that I can find quietness? Where is it? And he tells me, for all those things have my hand made. I made everything. He's trying to show us how awesome he is. Yet I think I'm awesome. I think I'm great. You're a stupid man. You're a foolish woman. He said, I made this. Can we do anything comparative? This thing is, look at the sturdy, sod. He said, I made the sun. Don't forget that. I made everything. He says, and all those things which have been before you even knew. You don't even know of them. The gold and the ores of the earth have been, says Yah. I made it all. I put the oil in the midst of the earth to lubricate and to make sure that it was there, because I know the purpose of it. Now it has made those that are greedy dogs rich. That's the reason why those that fell from the heavens, those, I identify them as angels, and rebelled against Yah. They created every kind of deceit and deception unto man. And we think we're rolling, and we think that we have something, and I don't care what it is, it crumbles. The sun ain't not crumble. I buy what you say, Mr. Scientist. If it's been there 100 trillion years, but I tell you, it's a bad boy. Never crumbled, never lost his lives. That's what they say. The earth is billions of years old. She's a bad girl. With all of the torrents, kinds of winds, and all of the mishaps, she still stands. Yah said, I made all those things which you don't even see and you don't even know. My hands have made them. But to this man I will look. This is the kind of man I love. That's what y'all says. This is kind of daughter of Zion. Even him. Those that are poor, they will not fight against what I say. They will not come against what I say. And of a contrite, a ruach that is smitten, that when you strike that with the pure word of Yah, it doesn't elevate itself and become all crude and rude in their figurative process of their thoughts. That I'm above that. We learn that as children. That's how we learn things. And we're that way. You're not above that. It's a sign of the majority here. And what we ought to do is to judge ourselves. There's nothing wrong with judgment, man, woman. I don't care if they are wrong. Receive it. I said to my friend one day, I don't give a nicker's worth of, you get mad at me. I don't care. I said that because if I get upset with him, that's as far as it goes. So what? Get upset. It's over. We move from here. Because if I get upset with her, I've been upset with you. Or you. We're so silly.
Yeah.
We're not honest with ourselves. Oh no, I'm not upset. You're a liar. You're flat out with your liar. There's not one of you all. Just look at me. You're the one sitting next to you. You're been upset. You look either way.
Yeah.
And let's get real and quit the lying.
Yes. Yeah.
Little one and little one. Upset. Sets the record straight.
Yeah.
I watch things. That's why she's mama.
Yeah.
He says this. Hallelujah. Even the poor and those that are nached, a contrite ruach, and those that harid, and those that tremble, those that are fearful, and those that quake at what? At my promises. I don't care how you perceive the promise that he's going to grant us this visitation and we're going to sit in his kingdom. We should fear that, because I know I'm not worthy. I have not measured up the measures of God. So I want to remind myself all the time. All the time. I'm never like what they call rosy messages. I never liked the man I sat on the years when he would teach on giving and all that and blessing. That wasn't my thing. I want you to say things to me that correct me constantly and consistently. I don't care what event of sports you participate in, especially when it gets to a level that is beyond most people, you can comprehend an NBA player. I remember, let me say this, when those that were growing up when we went off to college, to play college basketball, when they come back, their bodies look different. That's a fact. Their bodies were different. You look at you like, whoa. Their bodies were leaner, they were muscular, they were strong. And you talk about handling the basketball. They could handle it. They could handle the ball and the way they could use it. The right foot goes before this foot. They look different. And the artistic manner of them playing basketball, it was insane. Like Stanley Brown, wow. He was an excellent ball player, shooting all. But when he came back that first year from college, that summer, he was a monster. He was an excellent shooter and hit too. But when he came back, his shot was perfect. He very seldom missed, especially with scrubs like us. And so anything that you practice, it becomes perfect. You practice being mean as hell, you're going to stay that way. You're going to act that way. You practice your damn corruption of lies and every kind of violent thing, you're going to die, damn liar. I'll give a knicker's worth of rat's dog's urine. You're going to die that way. And that's a fact. You're not going to be able to say, pray for me. That folks said, God of this world can't even talk. I want to talk, y'all. Two things. And when I go out, just let me be able to say, or if I've sinned against you or anyone, I want to confess that. Hallelujah. But these are the ones that trembles at my word. He said, I would ask you something. He that kills an ox, is he as he that slew a man? This is how you think of it. The way you kill the goat, you will kill a man that way. Or he that zabach a lamb, as if he cut off a dog's neck. This is how you bring the offering before me. That you despise doing it, you don't like it. The same way you cut off a dog's neck, this is how you bring the oblations unto Almighty Yah. He that offers an oblation, a tribute, as he offered swine blood. You that bring something pure before me, is it like you offering up some pig's blood? If this is how much I mean to you, if this is my value to you, that you equate me to this measure, yes, that's how we equate it. That's how we do it. He that burns incense, as if he bless an idol. You do it with no pleasure. You don't let the fire of Yah burn down in your nefesh. The word of Yah that purges and cleanses from all of our evil. When we persistently and consistently do evil, there's nothing right about you. I don't give a damn who you are. I don't give a your mommy, your pappy, or your grandpappy, or you. When you practice evil, you're an evil thing. You're going to die that way. You practice lies, you're going to die like him. I don't care who you are. That's the way you're going to die. Yes, that's what he says. Yes, they have chosen their own ways, their own direct, the way they're going to walk. And their nefesh, it delights into abomination. You delight in lies and falsehoods and every kind of vile thing. We delight. I don't delight in lies. I don't delight in a child lying to me. That doesn't mean I'm going to bruise them and abuse them, but I will make them recognize you were wrong to say that's no. I'm an astute listener. I hear what people say. I hear the verbiage of the words. I hear the verbiage. I hear the words. I don't hardly forget. I can recall. And I know what they're saying. But we delight into Abba, that which is unpleasant to Almighty Yah. Look what he says in the next verse. This is what he says. The singular, first person, I. Is that what he says? I also, the way you have chosen, I also will choose their talent. I will choose their delusions. I will choose what will delude you. You are deluded, and I will choose the delusions that I will be justified in damning you to hell. I will choose their talent, their delusion. I'm going to choose that which vex you and try you and show you how corrupt, how evil you is. I will deal with them with severity. That's what a delusion is. You can't think right. You can't properly analyze. That's why we must get right not now. You get right now. And you do not flip-flop. It's one thing my oldest brother said to me as we were walking in our ignorance together in this way. I honor my brother. I've never talked like people talk to their brothers in the kind of way. I would talk to my sister that way. I'm telling you, you just stop that foolishness. I never use language against them that they perceive offensive. My brother that died a drunkard, I never did him like that because I cared for him. And I wanted my life the way I lived. As he said to me one day, he watched her and he watched me. He kept looking at her, looking at me. He looked at her and he looked at me. And he just uttered out before everyone. He said, you all see that big bastard? That's what he called me, a big bastard. He said, you see that big bastard? He loves that woman. How do you know what love is, man? You don't even know what love is. You never loved him. How do you know that? And he says to her, that big bastard, you know he loves you. He didn't call me his brother. He said, that big bastard. I was birthed in that kind of circumstance. My mother had no husband. I was the fifth of six, all by different daddies. He said, that big bastard loves you. He just kept looking. And all his brothers said to me, baby boy, even in all of his wrong, don't be a pancake. Don't flip, don't flop. Stay true. The cause. And that I have done. Have I failed? I don't fall all the time, every day, every second. Because anytime I rely upon me, and I give some kind of credence to my strength, I'm not just a fool, but I'm a damned, as Shahu said, D-A-M-E-E. I'm a damned fool. I'm damned. Anytime I take some kind of pride to make me think that I've done it. No, I've never thought that way. I've never thought that way. I've never thought that way. I'm special. I'm someone that's stupid. Yah says, if I had to choose my own delusion, it would be different. You don't know that's why he said to them, look at what I've made. Don't you know I can come up with some stuff that not only will make your hair jump off your head and return back. He said, I'm going to send you delusions. You've never seen a delusion. You don't know what a delusion is.
Yes.
Do y'all understand that? He said, you never even experienced a delusion. Yah says, yes, they have chosen their own ways, but he says in verse 66, verse 4, I also will choose, I will handpick, I will study, I will choose their delusions. I will make a fool of them. I will show them how stupid you is. I will choose their own delusion. For what reason? And will bring their fears upon them. You're not going to be able to overcome nation. Even with this virus, if you sat there all day and watched this, I don't even care what the symptoms are. I don't want to know. You began to think that the smaller thing that I got that symptom. It's crazy. Get out and work. Dig in the yard, you daughters. Make your house beautiful. Clean it up. You can never. Look, you all say yeah. And you don't do a damn thing about it. Clean your nasty house, son. You teach the young men, your sons and daughters too, how to clean. That's right. My grandmother's boy, you go in there and you clean that floor. We have no brooms. We had the broom strong. I ain't old as you, but I remember them days. Even in a yard that didn't even have grass, you had to sweep that. No. 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 You play around with that. Yowzen. Not you, but yowzen. Go out there and sweep that. We swept those spots that there was nothing there. And there would be 20 of us in a shack. That's a fact. No lie about that. Shoes, barefooted. That's the only way you would into some of them this time up. Had no shoe. You may have one pair that's for, quote, Sunday go to meeting. You have to keep them clean and shiny. That's a fact. That's a fact. I would have not wanted to be born. I would have not wanted to be born in this era. I'm just being honest. Glad that I came out. And there are those that were born in my time, they're more foolish than the ones of this era. the more you mature. I'm glad I was born in that era I came out. A sense of feel. You can feel, you can sense care. You could. That's why I know the sensitivity of how I care for people. How I care for the house of YisraYah'ale.
Yes.
You can't say you care and you never do a damn thing to prove that care. Come on, nation. He said, I will bring fear upon them because when I call, he did not say some, he said none did answer me. When I called them, none did answer. That's a statement that should make us all shiver. None did answer me. When I spoke, they did not even shemach. They did not even hear me. But we do evil, and they did evil. We practice evil before his eyes. And this is the catalyst here. And they chose not the things that I delight in. We haven't chosen the things that Yah delighted in. Chose not the things which I delight not. We did not choose the things that will cause him to delight. And there are things that Yah delight in. I'm going to give us 5. And 5 will show us that his favor. That's what the number 5 does. It shows the favor of Yah among his nation. Let me do that quickly. I want to give you 5 things that Yah delight in profoundly. You call back there, mama? All right. Quickly to Sharach 127. These are the 5 things that I just introduce, or I will introduce to us today. What Yah delights in. There are 5 things I want to show us what he delights in. Sharach 127. For the year of the fear of Yah is wisdom. You have no wisdom unless you fear him. For the fear of Yah is wisdom, and not only is the wisdom, but it's musar. It's instructions. It will instruct you. It will teach you, and not only that, but it will correct you. And his delight, listen, his hafiz, his pleasure is our infidelity. Fidelity, that you're real, you're not full of pretense, you're real, and there is you can feel someone when they love you and care for you. You can feel that, as they would say. Yeah. I can feel that. It is infidelity, realness, and sincerity, and to take things carefully. Infidelity and meekness. We flunk the test. I'm head of the class, and I flunk it all. You don't think that you're full of fidelity, and you're not. Yeah. These are the things that God delight in. You're not superb. You're not superior above anyone. I don't care if you're a Hebrew Israelite or the son of Esau. Yeah. Makes no difference. He loves fidelity. That warmth. That's what fidelity is. It enraptures you, Yeah. That's a fact. There are men that come home every day to a cold wife, a nasty house, and crazy youngins. They do. You might as well love me because I'm straight up. You sit there all day watching as the whores turn another trick. Lazy. You will never have energy unless you do something. I was saying to my friend in the back, I said, man, you don't know how. He came in yesterday, I was out there walking things off. They know when they see me, I'm doing something. All the time. I'll discuss with him tomorrow and show you what I want to do. I said to them yesterday. But I said, yeah, I'm so appreciative. Because last year I did my body, the pains, they were destructive. I just bless you all that I can get it and roll now. I go out there and plant like I want to. I want to garden a greenhouse. I just bless him for that. I don't care how hot it is. The corn is looking right. Well, you can get it next week or week after next year. She'll be right to put it in the ground. He delights in fidelity. He delights in that. He delights in fidelity. You always got something to say in meekness. And that is without opposition, without fight. That doesn't mean that because one doesn't verbalize something, it doesn't mean that they're not talking. I tell people all the time, I can look at someone and tell just their composition. You'll be surprised with just a tweak of your eye, at least you'll be surprised what it says. I've dealt with people for a long time, and that's a fact. There was a man came in yesterday that does pavement. And I saw him coming, he was flying, and I stopped him. He went. He stopped. When he saw me, he stopped, believe me. He stopped. He had no problem with that. I began to engage with him. I said, there are people like you all the time. They steal, they corrupt, and say, that is not to impugn you. I'm just saying. You're not dealing with the fly by night here. He said, everything I do is straight up. I do it on paper contract. Well, they do. But after I scolded him a while, I kind of liked the old white boy. He said, I'll do you right. I said, you will? I said, how much would you charge us to pave the road from the front all the way here? He gave me a price. I'm like, I like that. I like that very much. I said, I tell you what, I'm doing some work up there. I'm going to tear that fence. I'll make the road wider. Then I give you a call. Oh, I'm going to call him. I'm discussing with him. Yes, I'm going to call him. And these are his words. He said, well, what are you all here? He said, man, I sure would like to live here. So I don't give a damn who doesn't want to live here. That's what he says. So I got him now. I got him. He's going to do the deal, and we can pave 500 foot at a time. You got extra stuff, come on over here and lay it on our roads. Yes. But that's how you do things. It's the appearance of things. And I was stern. I didn't play with him. But he realized that I'm dealing with a man. I know that man would do right by me. He said, man, this place here, I would love to live. He said, man, I live here. I would love to live here. I can't imagine where you live and what it looks like. I know why you said that. Because you saw the beauty. And so what I want to do is going to even enhance it even more. I don't mind people beautifying things. I don't mind you making your yards beautiful. We were poor in Dalton Village, and everyone, the yards and flowers. Mama Doodle lived next door, Miss B, my mother. You had nothing but flowers and beauty. And in the onslaught in those days, we didn't have no gas lawnmower. We had to roll that way, and I was the only one that had to roll with it. And that's a fact. The yards were beautiful because we were very pleased to have a place. We had bathrooms, shower. I was happy as a frog on the lily pads. I could take a bath. Didn't have to boil water, but I could take a bath. And I was happy because of that. Yah says, these are the things that I delight in. Proverbs 11:20 quickly. He talks about the decay. Proverbs 11:20, they that overthrow it. And an decay is one that, as they would say in my days, you're talking out of the side of your mouth. Proverbs, Mishlei, chapter 11, verse 20. Someone talking out of the side of their mouth. They're crooked, they're distorted in their language, full of lies, perverse, and they're perverted. That is what decay is. And he called them frowards. He said, but the froward heart are abominable unto Almighty Yah. When you talk and you tell lies and you talk a talk that is not real, but then there's a colon there. He says, I want to show you the polar opposite. But such as are upright, Tomim, perfect in heart, whole and entire, in their way are delight. Yes, I delight in those that are real, and they're perfect in heart, they're sincere. But those that are decay, they say things of distortion and lies, they're corrupt. and they know they're liars, and they know they're corrupt, and they have no compunction of their lies. That's an evil mind. I don't care if it's your mama or your grandmama. It can be your daddy, your wife, your sister, your brother, my wife. It makes no difference. I'd rather live in a patch of woods by myself to live in a house like that. I'm not going to live like that. And he calls it decay, a distorted mind. A mind that doesn't know how to comprehend truth. Yah says, well, there is one that is YHWH, and those that are upright, they're straight up. I'm straight up is what we would say. Oh man, I wouldn't. No, I'm straight up, straight up. That was our vernacular back then. Straight up, real. I'm real man. And one's reputation testified of how real and how corrupt one was. And so he delight, but such as are upright in their ways are his delight. And those that are YHWH, they're straight, and they deal from the book, not from the spirit of Ikhash, but they deal straight from the book. Yah says, I delight in that. See, two things that he delight in that reveal unto us already. He delight in those in fidelity and meekness, and those that are YHWH. Proverbs 12:22. He tells us lying lips are abominable to Yah, but they that deal truly, when you deal truly, they that deal truly are his ratzon. They are the ones that he take pleasure. If you deal no other way but deal honestly and truly, he calls it ratzon. Deal with uprightness. Don't deal with lies and corruption. But those that deal honestly and truly, those that deal in imat, those that deal with honor and integrity, Yah said those are his delight. I delight in that. You don't deal that way, he doesn't delight. He will cause even our enemies to be at peace with us at Shalom, and he'll give us favor with men. I have watched that all of my life, how he's always given me favor with men. I've watched that. I've seen that. Even to us buying this land. This is not my land. Do y'all hear that? I don't own nothing here. Nothing. I don't even own the house I live in. Because that's going to be left behind one day. Stupid to think I own something. And the man that sold us the land, because I could deal honestly with him, I could tell him, you talk too much. And he would not say to me, preacher, hold up. He's all right, preacher, I'll stop talking, you talk. Mrs. C had one of the most popular radio shows back then. It was called The Grease Monkey. And every preacher, all of them were calling them because he would get on them, their mama, and everyone. Mrs. C did not play. He did not. So he had one of the most popular radio programs in Charlotte. And he just get on there and talk crazy. That's what he did. But I would say to him, Mrs. C, your problem, you talk too much. It's all right then. He said, you're not like those other preachers. That's why I like you. Y'all gave us favor with him. Mr. Ted Vick that sold us that land across the road, he was a millionaire, 33 years old. He sold us that land down the street. He says to me, preacher, if you never make a payment, I will never, and no one will take this land from you. When you got the money, pay for it. You tell me that's not favor? And I can compromise with him? And I would shoot up his Southern Baptist God and all. I didn't play. I didn't laugh with him. I didn't grin and smile. I did not. Yeah. That's just not my personality. It isn't. And it's just a fact.
Yes. Yeah.
Yet y'all gave us favor with those. Yeah. He did. Not because I'm special. That's silly. You think you're special. You go to the restroom just like any other man. Yes. You stink. And if you got out there and talk like me, your breath will stink afterwards. Right? Makes no difference. Hallelujah. 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 Here's another one in Mishri, Proverbs 15:8 quickly. He talks about the Zabak, the offering. And I'll use, because this is the wicked, Proverbs 15 and verse 8. He says, the sacrifice of the wicked, the rasha, is an abomination to Yah. But he says, you that make tefillah, you that pray, but the prayer of the upright, that is his hafiz. When we are upright and we pray, I know it may seem that the answer has not come, but when we are upright, we're honest and forthright. I don't want to live a life that's a liar. I don't want to pretend I'm something that I'm not. I'm not here to impress any man and to pretend that I own. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't try to pretend that I'm some kind of intelligent, magnetic individual. No, I just speak the truth to all men. I don't lie to them. And I don't play with men. I tell them the truth, whether they like it or not. Exude myself to get out of here. If I lived in a house for $1 million, I'm paying taxes and a payment that I'm living for the house. I don't want to work for a house. I don't want to work for a truck, $50,000 truck or car. That's stupid. I would think I would put all that money back. And the more I put back out, the more I would be excited. And then I can take that later on in mind, what could you do? This is how stupid individuals are. It's just a fact. So his delight is in the prayer of those that are Yahshua, that are honest and straight up and real. That's what Yah delights in. And in Jeremiah quickly, Jeremiah chapter 9 verse 24. This is what Yah delights in. Hallelujah. He doesn't delight in our folly and our foolishness. That's why he's going to send strong delusions. He's going to send lies that you will buy. Your mind is so deluded you by your own lies. You think highly of you and think that you're the possessor of something that is of vain. You possess nothing. You walk with this arrogant walk and your nose up. Because you think you're someone special. You're nothing but a fat-out fool. Better than someone else in the same stinking flesh you're in. Same stinking breath. You think you're better? You're not even a fool. You get no honor from me with that. They lift up these men that call themselves leaders. I'll never let us do that with me. And that's why these men can do anything. They can take advantage of their wives and they don't even have to respond because they're afraid. I believe in honoring those that have the position. That doesn't mean that they abuse you. And I'm not going to let you dishonor me because I'm not going to dishonor you. But I will be forthright and straight with you. That's why these Hebrew Israelites and their gathering is no different than the Baptists. And that's a fact. Baptists will not sit up and get drunk, drink whiskey, and call themselves having church. They call on the same Jesus as the Baptists. And they're just as filthy on the Shabbat as the Baptists are. Raping the women, that's what they're doing. And the people allow those dogs to do them like that. You're not going to do me like that. You do wrong, I will come to you. Like that dog down here, I'm watching us now. You're not going to do it. I'm not going to let you do it. This jackass out here in Tennessee, like, he said nothing. Nobody said anything. I will say that David Jackson, he did. This man was on that man's wife from the day he moved there. And when I stood up, I was wrong back then. When I stood up, I meant what I said. He's not going to get by. I'm not going to let him. And all of those cowards said nothing, as though they were the one that brought this thing to. I had even offered to contact someone before anyone knew. Talk to that person because I knew. I knew. I had seen the repetition of an event twice. twice. I said, oh, that ain't right. And I'm looking. And I saw the guy standing in the same spot. I said, hell no. And I took a chance. I said, I know what you're doing is evil. You're not going to do it. So he called the bishops and these same dogs like him. That's why the bishop talks about having more than one wife. Dirty dog. Yah has one wife. That's us. He didn't marry himself to the Hittites, the Amorites, Esau. He married himself to that lineage. He has one.
Yes.
One woman. Because he knows when a man finds a wife, he finds an excellent thing. And that man has favor of Yah. And so all you women ought to want to be wives. I want our young daughters to be wives. I want her to be a wife. I want her to think on things like that, to be a wife. I want the mothers to train them to be wives. Show them the beauty of being a wife. The older daughters, show them that beauty. Show them how to be proper and prim, keeping their house clean. The man comes home that everything is well. I can say that I never came home that I didn't have anything to eat. That's a fact. Didn't have no money. She could take nothing and make it taste real, real nice. Didn't have no steaks. She could make it nice. Pleasant home. Pleasant ruah. Well, you all never got upset. Oh, don't be silly. When I get upset, I express things and that's it. It's done with me. I ain't hearing nothing. People are so stupid. You're so foolish, it's pathetic.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. This is the last one. Jeremiah 9:24. But let him that rejoice, or halal, you that think you're someone that boasts, this is what we ought to rejoice in. Rejoice in this, that he understands and knows me. If we're going to rejoice, just rejoice in that. That I know him. How do I know him? Because of the consistency of his judgment against me. He judged me. He shows me my sins and my corruption. If you go to boast, let him boast and that he knows me. And that I am Yah which exercise. Let them know that I exercise love kindness. And above that, judgment. And above that, sadiq in the earth. And for him these things I delight, says Yah. So we got to walk in the righteousness of Yah. We must walk in judgment. And we must walk in love kindness. And love kindness is honest and forthright. It cares. And when you don't give a knicker's worth of rat's dog's meat, you don't care about nobody. You're not judging. Well, I ain't going to judge. I will judge you and your mama. Your daddy and your grandpappy. You as well. That's a coward that talks like that. But I leave it alone. No, I'm not leaving it alone. I'm going to make judgment. I'm going to judge it. Why? Because he delights in that. He delights in judgment. His parent corrects. He came to the house of the day. That's all right. He was just crying himself. I got the apology. Man broke me when he came in like that. I said, what happened? He's got his backside. I said, what did you get hit with, boy? Because I'm ready to fly off. And then when she told me what, get out of here. Come on, boy. That's easy stuff there. I got the drop cord dropped on me. That's a fact. Go cut me. I don't know what an LM3 switch was, but we had to go get that LM3 switch. Bring it back. And you thought you were being kind, you get 3 or 4. That's when you messed up. She clapped them things together. Ha! When I was 14, 15, my mother, take it off. 10, take it out. That's right, she dropped that like the slave master. That's all you could do. That hurt. Ouch. Her frustration, the agony of her life. I didn't understand that until I became a man. The pains of her heart. To have no one to really love her and care. And I told her you did that because my daddy was a bad boy. He was a fine guy. And he didn't want you. That's what I would tell her. He was a fine. I didn't even know who the man was. How fine was he? Hallelujah. I didn't know how fine he was. I didn't know the man. I said, but he was my mother never explained to me how he looked. I said, that's why you knew he was fine. Before she died, that's the last thing I said. You knew he was fine. That's why you did that to me. He was a fine thing. You wanted him and he didn't want you. Tell the truth. I was a pretty thing. Long hair. And that's the last conversation I had with my mother. Hallelujah. Yeah. So we must walk this way, nation. We must exercise the same attributes, the love, kindness, the judgment, and the righteousness of Almighty Yah. We are his earthen vessels. And that is what he takes delight in. He doesn't take delight in liars and hypocrites and pretenders. We must operate that way. And as a young man in the whorehouse, I want to show you one of the most profound delusions that he has caused to rape the minds of many, especially in the religious world. This is what he has done. Shirach quickly. Shirach chapter 34 verse 1. And everybody was getting up having dreams. And these prophets today, well, I had a dream. I had a dream. Yeah. Had a dream. That's what they do. Look at what Shirach says in chapter 34. This is a delusion that he has sent in the earth. And no different than them that these Hebrew Israelites today. Same thing. Their dreams and their folly of their foolish prophecy. That's what it is. Shirach 34:1, he says, a man of no understanding has vain and false tikva. He has no promise of anything. Why? Because he has no understanding that the way Yah works. And he talks about the halum, or the dreams. And dreams give wings to fools. That's what dreams do. I had this dream. People will call, well, I had this dream, and I want to know what it means. Nothing. Sometimes it's so stupid, it's pathetic. What did you eat yesterday? Did you have a meal before you went to bed? I had this carried. Yeah. You shouldn't have had that, eating those raw jalapenos like that. I like those raw. I don't like them raw, but she came in the house, one of them yesterday, and I like those jalapenos raw, and that one was nice and spicy. She was raw on the end. And so when I get me a spoon of rice or pasta, I take me a big bite of one of them, and the more you go down to the end, the harder it gets. I like them like that. I got some peppers within the greenhouse that they're beyond hot. I'm not going to eat it, but I'm going to make some sauce for those that like hot stuff. I'm not putting that in me. Jalapeno or a cayenne or some of the Oriental, that's a little chili. That's hot enough for me. But when it gets down to like that crazy Carolina Reaper, ghost pepper, I'm not eating that. I'll eat the habanero to a certain degree, just pieces at a time. But as far as biting the jalapeno, get out of here. She eats stuff that is spicy. So dreams. Well, I had this dream, Akim, and I saw this spaceship. See, those are the wings of a fool, and they talk like that. Whosoever regard or acknowledge, respect dreams is like him that catches a shadow. You can't even catch a shadow. You see her foot's there. I can't catch that shadow underneath her. And that's those that believe in dreams. It's like you're trying to catch a shadow and follow after the wind. How do you follow after the wind? How do you know where it's blowing from? That's what dreams have done. This is the illusion that Yah has sent. It is among every kind of people. Those in the religious circles, among Hebrew Israelites and all. I had this dream, brother. And they found something in the book to try to tie that in. It's still but. Yes. It's not of Yah. Yeah. The vision of dreams is the resemblance of one's thing to another. They resemble one thing to another. Even as the likeness of a face confronting a face. That's what a dream is like. It's always you look in the mirror, you're confronting your face. That's what a dream is like. You understand? Unless Yah sends something that is profound. When Yah sends a dream that is profound, it will manifest. Yes. Just like that YHWH. He knew, and it manifests. From an unclean thing, what would be made clean? You talk about an unclean Baptist mind, Hebrew Israelite mind that drunk all night and got 4 or 5 wives, he called them. What's clean coming out of that? What is tahor? That's an unclean mind. Nothing clean is coming out of that. All the messengers of YHWH, well, they can be constantly observed and watched and judged. Their actions, their ways. And from something that is false, what truth can come? You ate pinto beans at midnight with a hunk of fat back, or you had your steak with that and you had a dream. And you tell me that came from Yah, it came from the fat back and the pinto beans. The gas bill out, that's what it came from. It had nothing to do with the Most High. Hallelujah. He talks about the kesem in the next word, divination, which is with witchcraft. And what it is, listen, just like actually one of the most profound acts of divination. When all these men were standing on the corners in New York, in 2000s, and they said that the spaceships were coming, that Jesus was coming back, he's going to wreak havoc, and that's what divination is. It is a delusional lie of prophecy. It is a prophecy from Kesem. It is a prophecy from the depth of hell and darkness. You liars out there, where is their wicked Jesus? Yes. And they straighten it out with another lie, and people buy it. Yeah, I saw these dreams. We were on a housetop, and I saw these spaceships. How in world's hell do you know what a spaceship looked like? An image that has come from the unclean. Those that they call Esau has given them an image of a spaceship. And that's what they're formulating. Well, that's what they talk about, these horses, spaceships. Yah doesn't need no spaceships. No. What do you need a spaceship for? If we're going to be cut up, we're going to have to get on a spaceship to be cut up. That's so stupid. It's crazy. But people about, well, yeah, man, spaceship coming, we're going to be caught in a spaceship, and we're going to go up in heaven, and that's what it's going to be. And these are the prophets. They prophesy by divination, by kesem, by darkness and spirits of darkness. They delude the people. I give all you Hebrew Israelites that your doctrine was created from one west. Tell me! You all believe that. You were not as vocal as others, but you knew the year 2000s that your Jesus, this piece of trash, was coming. And then they want to say, well, you know, because, well, you know, things like that happen. No, you just a fat liar. And they want to use Yonah. They try to compare themselves with him. They haven't gone through anything. They're greedy, they're lustful. Yeah, I said it. 2000s, your Jesus was coming with spaceships. Where's the devil? Yes. I'm not going in no spaceship. You made all this and you got to get a ship to get me? Get out of here. He made me and then you need a ship to pick me up? I might as well catch a plane, man. I'll meet you up there. That's stupid. Gotta get a spaceship. What does it look like? Your foes You're flat out ignorant fools. They're fools. They're foolish men and foolish women. Hallelujah. So how can you get something that is not clean out of cleaner, something that is true, how, when that one is false? But divination, they work this witchcraft on the minds of the people. And these Roman soothsayers and dreams, they are shekha, they are vain. Dreams are nothing but lies. Not only that, they are vain folly. Nebula, they are vain folly. They are just profane actions. It's nothing with these dreams. They're not coming for Yah. You will know that if a man gets a dream from Yah, it will frighten him beyond the depths of his own knowledge of what frightening is. You tell me you got a dream and you scoffing down a brewbie, beer drinking preacher, wine babbling, that's what they do. They get drunk, as they call it. Whiskey will make you say some crazy. You become bold. I don't need no, I'm not drunk on no spirit. Allow his truth to correct me as I talk and as I speak. Now this is what dreams are, this full of vain folly and corruption. And not only that, it's fancy. It's the fancies. It fancies the heart as a woman's heart in travail. Verse 36, verse 6 of Sirach 34. Unless they are sent. Now if a dream is sent, just like he's going to send strong delusion, just like he's going to send strong delusion, unless they are sent from the Most High as a visitation, do not set your heart upon them. Don't believe those lies. Don't buy those lies from the people. Don't acknowledge that. For dreams have deceived many. You Hebrew Israelites that had sold what you had and had given up on everything, and you waited on 2000s, what happened? What happened? Nothing happened. But you gave up everything for 2000. 20 years ago, the system, everything is the mark of the beast, the implant of the chip. That's what they were saying. It is the truth. So do I have an implant? How did I get it? Never go to the doctor in 40-some years, so I know nobody like that put that in me. So how did I get it, fool? And the people buy that. And so they just brush over it now. They can't even answer. These are cowards. They are liars. And they're wicked dogs. All of them. Answer the question. You're not a Yonah. Fools are they call themselves? Forgive me, Yah. I apologize, Hebrew Israelites. They are prophets. But they that not be him of Yah. That's right. Those silly boys out there don't even. Grandmother said they don't have a pot to urinate in or window to throw it out of. Living in rag town and everywhere. Shacks. You tell me they're prophets? Get out of here. But they're the prophets of the Lord. And I bought that from them. For dreams have deceived many. And those that put their tikvah and trust in them have failed. If you put your tikvah of the promise of Yah in a dream, just like those in 2000s, that the Hebrew Israelite, the generals and all, the declaration and the leaders that are the leaders today of the GMS and SUPK and all of them, Israel United in Christ, and the other one, the Tazadaki, the Holy Ghost, the one that just died of the day of coronavirus, and all of those, they all taught that same damnable lie, and everything spring out from that. And these liars that they're trying to organize some guy, they talk just like all of them. You will know the son of a true man of Yah because he truly cares for YisraYah'ale. He doesn't live above the people. These men live in better condition. If I live in a $300,000 house, I'm going to move out there with all my brothers and sisters and try to begin them, work with them and refurbish them. I don't want to live far from the people. I don't want to live above the people. And I've never done that. And they're going to do their thing. And they're no different than the Baptist preacher, the T.D. Jakes and all of them. And that's a fact. T.D. Jakes doesn't talk about the women he had, but these men, they have 2, 3, 4, 5 wives, is what they call it. They have hoes. They have women that are immature, they have no kind of strength in their hoes. Yes. That's what they are. Well, if that's the case, there's no such thing as adultery or fornication. They believe you touch a woman, you go, that's your wife. That's bogus bull. Well, where's the dowry? If you're going to go by that, where's the dowry? They can't be jailed. Do you want a divorce again? Get your elder to write a letter of divorcement. Well, you don't need to go to nobody. No, you do the thing right. We don't have to get marriage certificates, but I get them. Yes. Yeah, I do that, jackass. I do. We don't have to get birth certificates, but we get them. Yes. We had 2 babies that were born, they get their birth certificates. Right here. And it's amazing to me that Hebrew Israelites would take their wives to strangers, go up with them to deliver the baby, and these will be the strong men. I'm just utilizing that. You have to understand what I'm saying. Don't get crazy, all right? Yeah. Don't get crazy. Yeah. I'm just saying they use these strange men. They call Asam. You don't go in the hospital and say, I want a black doctor. I want a Hebrew Israelite. And they're liars. And they're liars. And they're taking the social assistance. I don't want nothing from the government. Yeah. We haven't taken one thing from the government. We're not beggars. I will go without before I beg. I ain't too proud to beg. Well, I don't have no pride, but I'm not a beggar. Daddy, we said I was young, now I'm old, but I've never seen the Sadiq of Yah forsaken or a seed. I beg no man. I'm not begging no one. Now I'll go work for you, man. If you come on, let's hook up. I don't mind. What do you need done? Well, I need them bricks later. Well, come on, you got the material? How many you got? I got 200. I got 200, and I want to lay today. I'll work you a deal. I tell you what, I haven't done in less than 2 hours. How about that? Well, I tell you, good dang it, if you can get them done that fast, I tell you what, I'll do something for you. You see that bean field right there? If you want some of them beans, and then take all you want. You know, you want them makers over there. If you want some of them, you know, you want. And when I finish, you're gonna appreciate the job. I don't beg. Yeah. And I ain't not gonna beg. No man. Ooh, dang it, I'm not. I tell you what, my friend, you did a job, yeah. I appreciate that, sir. The job that represents me. I tell you what. Boy, down the road, I got a bag of sweet potatoes. I'm going to throw them in. See, that's how you curry favor with people. Not because you've done an excellent thing, but God gives you favor. Yeah. Amen. And I know He has done that for us here. Hallelujah. Let me proceed quickly here. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yeah. I want to show us something here back in Isaiah. He's going to send delusions and calamity upon the land. We can't reject what these prophecies have spoken. If anyone prophesies a thing and it doesn't come to pass, you know that prophet is a liar. Don't even go around him. And they prophesied 2020. They prophesied 2020. 20 years ago. Everything was going to crash. It would be the sign of the mark of the beast. One writes the other day, you're crazy if you don't know ID 2020. Silly little boy playing with a toy. He doesn't even know what he's saying. He could not tell you what a chip is made of. You know what, you dummies? Tell me the composition of a chip. Tell me the substance they use and why it's vital that substance must be used. Tell me. Don't go online and tell me that, because I know, because I worked around chips and all of that in my life at IBM. So just tell me that. Tell me that. And they're going to put them right under your skin. Well, that's stupid. That is so stupid. There is no one in this world that cannot be identified. They knew what someone was. That's why they killed him. And this was the propaganda agenda of the wicked, so they could put your sons and daughters in harm's way. And PDS and the post-traumatic PTS, post-traumatic syndrome, and they come back and their minds are not functional. Put a young man in war like that because the money dogs were making money.
True.
Yeah, criminals may run, but they find them. Another man, 34 years he was on the go. Lived a spotless life. They got him. They got him. Mr. White, one of the biggest mafia sons there was. Rich. Cash money. But they got him. They find you. They find you. They will find you. So that is so stupid, nation. And the thing that I must say before I proceed, how is it with the calamity you say is going to be, the dismantling of everything, how are they going to know who you is anyway? So you tell me if I go down to the counter store, not the corner store, the nickel dime store, got to scan you tell me that. Well, you need something about it, gold or silver. You are so stupid. You're just pathetic. The same line that everyone else. He has not given this unto these fools. They're just talking. The Baptists and all the prophecy boys say the same thing. And everything these identifies Hebrew Israelites, where are they getting this from? They're getting from the one that they called Esau. That's where they're getting it from. I'm not going to believe nobody that's my enemy. You can't tell me how to bake no cake. I don't know if that's poisonous. That's a fact. Hallelujah. Isaiah quickly, Isaiah 3 and 4. This is one of, in this area, men have misconstrued this for ancient. Yah speaks about the calamities that are going to come upon us in the great death that should befall us. And he says in Isaiah 3:4, he said, I will give them nacha, children, youth. And that nacha means that these young men will rise up against the zachaim, the elders. I will give you nacha to be your czar or your princess. And then he used the word babes, and we say, baby's going to rule. You can't tell me that little thing in his hand back there going to rule me. That's not what it means. Ntalula. Ntalula. Talula is simply this. When he used the word babes, talula, that comes from ta'alul, it means this: a tyrant, to act severely, to deal severely, to make a fool of someone. And I remember in the church they were always, well, babes going to rule. They were so ignorant they didn't know what they were saying. You're not going to tell me that that's going to rule me. One that's sucking the breast. You're not going to tell me a child, those that rise up against the elders of the authority. Well, children do that all the time. They become the command in the house. You tell me I will let a child command mine to well? You silly. That's not what God said. They shall rule over them, and they shall have dominion over them. Over them. This is the catalyst in verse 5. And the people shall be nagas. They shall be oppressed. They're going to be pressed. They're going to be driven. They're going to be pressed against. They shall be oppressed. Naga. They're going to exert demanding. They're going to be demanding pressure upon each other. It doesn't say every one by another.
Yeah.
Does it say everyone by another? Yeah. So ain't no child put those. That's not what he's saying. This stupid childlike mind, men that have this immaturity of mind, that they think they're less than a man because of the opposition of the flesh, and someone instructs them. That's so stupid. Yes. That's so stupid. Can I use the term play? I can play down any man. I don't care how crazy they act, what they do. I know how to play them down. I can bring him down to a level that he doesn't even realize that that's in him. As the old ones was, I have him eating out of my hand. That's right. I know how to. When we think we have to recoil to prove who we are, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's a sign of immaturity. Is that strength? That's not strength. It's an uncertainty. You're not sure. As a man. I remember my stupid days. I won't do it now. I would see someone fighting. I was leaving my thoughts. You didn't know they had a gun. I don't know how many times. I saw this Caucasian. He was beating this man like he had bleeding out of his ear and everything. I said, don't touch him again. The old fellow was glad that I came. He's crying. He was a young boy. I said, don't touch him. I was fit. I could run 25 miles. I said, don't touch him. When he looks at me and he sees me, he went, whoa, whoa, whoa. I said, don't even touch him. Don't put your hands on him. And that was a Mall on Freedom Drive. I was up there, and this fella, he comes out. I didn't have a beard back then. He was beating this fella. I walked up to him. I said, do you want to go to jail? And he thought I was a police officer. But back then, most police officers, in those days, 70s and 80s, they didn't have beards. Now they have beards. He looks at me. He said, you police? I said, I want to tell you one more time. Touch him. Do it again. Just like that. I said, touch him. You police officer? I said, touch him. I didn't answer his question. He said, I'll see you, buddy. I'll see you. The fellows that were getting well, I'll thank you so much. I appreciate that. I was traveling, going to the gym one morning, and this fella, he was a black fella, a white boy. He was tormenting, he was beating that boy like he had stole his last chicken sandwich. I drove a 1966 VW wagon. And so I crawled out of that all pounds of him. And I walked over to him and I said to him, if you touch him again, you better not touch him. So the old fella got a little reprieve. He didn't touch him for a moment. When I jumped in the VW to take off, he runs back and starts plowing on him again. I jumped out again. I said, get away. If you don't leave right now, if you don't leave, you're going to jail right now. You want to go? No, sir, I don't want to go. I don't want to. Young boy. And that would time I've stopped the many fights. I wouldn't do it today, man. Young blessed day, boy. This right here is my talk. She's called Miss Lady Nine. That's how they talk. This is Miss Lady Nine. And these are hollow points. And I can talk to you. And what did you say, my friend? That's real. Back then, it was some kind of decency. It was. It's not like that today. Moving on. Hallelujah. I'm going to stop here somewhere. Find a place to stop. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I was in what, Isaiah? Yeah. Isaiah. In verse 5. Verse 5. And the people shall be oppressed from our God, and everyone by everyone. So everyone is oppressing everyone. I'll oppress you, you oppress me, and you oppress this one, that one oppress that one. That's what he says. And everyone by his neighbor, and the child shall behave themselves proudly. Which do they do? Against the Zachim, against the ancient, and the base, Kala, against the honorable. Those that are dishonored and fools, they shall rise up and try to show themselves as though that they have something to offer that is greater than those that speak with the volume of God's truth. And that's what he is saying. Because of the sin of my people, the delusions are going to wreak havoc. We're so deluded, we think so highly of ourselves and think that we're special. You're not special. He's special. The body is special. Every part of the body is special. You love the body, every aspect of it. The parts about you don't like, there ain't nothing about me I don't like. I love me. That's a fact. I love me. Because if I didn't like me or love me, then I certainly would not like you. I can find things about you that I don't like. It's so stupid. It's insane. And that's just a fact, nation. Hallelujah. Look at the 30th chapter of the same writings of Yeshaya. Why this delusion and why things are coming? You see in Isaiah 38. Yes, says to the Lord, now go write it before them in a table. And I want you to write it in a sefer or the book, that it may be for time to come, forever olam, forever and ever. Why? Because this is a rebellious people. Yeah. This is a house that rebels, full of their own evil. And then they're children of their lying children. Shekah, they tell lies. I hate liars. I'm not going to lie to any man. I'm not going to try to embellish, to dress something up. Yeah. I hate liars. I don't like liars. Yes. If you're not certain, just don't answer. Say, I'm not even certain. I don't know. I forgot. He said they're lying children. Why? Children that will not hear the Torah of Almighty Yah. They're not going to hear the Torah. They're not going to obey. They're not going to Shinach. They're not going to hear the Torah. He says in verse 10, who say to the seer, knows that prophesy, knows that by divination. 2020, don't forget. Prophesy to me when the chip is coming. Is it coming this year, the year of the chip? Is this corona going to produce the chip? They're insanely stupid. They don't need no chip to control this generation. Why, as they say in hell, would you have to have a chip? You can do everything on your cell phone. You can buy there, you can shop there. It is so stupid. 99% of the things I buy is online. I go right there and go beep, 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 beep. And it comes. I'd rather they ship it here than me drive 25 miles. Everything from bags to, what are those bags? I'm worried. The Ziplocs and everything. Soap and all. It's quick. Or you just started that. You're wrong. I haven't bought a pair of shoes to go out and buy a pair of shoes. I don't know when. Not a pair of slacks, not a shirt. I don't buy. I may go to a place there in Charlotte once a year, or once every other year, and I get those nice sweat suits for the summer, winter I can wear. That's why I get them. I remember when they were $24, now they're $49. They were cheap. So I don't go nowhere. I buy socks, I buy everything I need. We buy flour from online. We buy stuff, I do it all from there. Yes. So what do I need? What I got, a chip in the phone, is it? I go there, boom, 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 boom. Okay. To be there Tuesday. Yes, there on Tuesday. Yes, there. Yes. They wrote me the other day, your organic flour will be coming, you will not have to be on a wait list now. We put you back. Because we've been ordering that for a long time, every month. Same amount come. 150 pounds, every month. I'm not driving nowhere trying to find a bag of flour. But I can set that up and they send it every month. That's stupid. Yes. I've got things to do. I got garden work and I got work to do. That's what I do. Go online and get it on. So why do I need a chip? How am I going to work a chip to buy some? How do you work that thing? You only know everything. I need chip 2020. How am I going to do that? Most countries, they use nothing but their cellular phones. They got the barcode, they go, that's it. That's what they use. It can be updated in a minute, in a second. So I got to go into the update station and scan my chip. That's so insane. It's so insane. It's so stupid. They use that type system all over the world. That didn't happen yesterday. They've been using that in India. They've been using that in America. Can I say this to us, nation? When I was in Europe in the early 70s, they had what we call debit cards and all that. You go to the gas station with your debit, they were doing that back then. It's just coming on. But we're the leader of the world. Gas stations are still open like they do over there, like they do here. You pull up your pump, you put your card in there, boom, you get your gas. They were doing that in the 70s, early 70s, in Europe. That's what they were doing. They're cards. And these silly individuals, it's so pathetic. China, that's a thing. People don't even carry cash. That's how they do it. You'll see people in the store. Okay, thank you. And then they pay for it. That's how they pay for things. That's how they pay for things. And the technology evolving, you can update. You tell me one little chip that's just going to ID you. If they want you, they can find you. Don't let nobody trick you. It's going to be a cashless society. So what?
Yes.
Who give a knickers with a red bone? Yes. But this is how they frighten the people. This is not something new, nation. No. I experienced this in the early 70s, being in the military. That's how they did it. And that's a fact. Debit cards, I tell people, I say, wow, they were doing this in Germany when I was over there in the 70s. That's what they were doing. Get gas, fill up. Your car, you go home. Print a receipt. You tell me we that far behind? This beautiful country. He says in Isaiah 30:10, who say to the seer, see not. That's what they say. Don't tell me the truth. See not. Prophesy not to us straightforwardness. Speak to us smooth things. And prophesy mashalalach. Prophesy deceit, delusion, deception. That's what they ask. So 2000 was a prophecy of lies. Yes. And all during the 70s, they prophesied that lie. Because you know what they think? In the 80s, especially in the 90s, you never think that 2000 is coming. 2000 to me was the other day. And now we're in 2020. 20 years later, you understand? I didn't set up that night trying to worry about no computer crashing. Not me. Back then, 2000, I was working real hard. And these other lies, tell me those lies. They won't say that I lied to you. I prophesied a lie. I was wrong. And the principle and the foundation of all of our Hebrewism is a lie. And I'm going to tell you that. They prophesied a lie. I would not even want to hold on to their tenets at all. The most blatant lie. New York, they were in the corner. LA, they were in the corner. Cry out! It's coming down, America! This hoe ain't failed for nothing. Y'all will bring her down.
Yes.
In his time. She ain't failed. She makes money and sends money out. She's been sending money out. I'm waiting for my little piece from Social Security. Send me some, Mr. Trump. I won't mind that right. Send me that money. I'm waiting. You check and see about Social. It ain't here. Well, okay, I guess we'll be like, that's all right. I don't mind being like this. Just send me the money. Send it to me. Just send it to me. I'll put it back in the economy. Sure I will. Hallelujah. Yeah. Hallelujah. It's not enough to say nothing. Hallelujah. Yeah. Hallelujah. And this is what they're going to say. Prophesy to me lies and smooth things and things that I lack and things that I want to hear. Prophesy those things to me. They don't want nothing straightforward. Speak to me smooth things. And it says prophesy deceit. And that's called there. Machas-Allah. That's the only place that this word machas-Allah is in Torah. And it means just what it says, deception. Not only does it mean illusion, but it's delusion. And Yahshua sends strong delusions. So you got all the prophets in New York. That's where the bulk of them are. They're all around the country. But the central is there in New York, where the doctrine came from. And it's amazing that they came from the same loins of brotherhood, they call them. And they all despise each other. Call them one of the most reprehensible words in the vernacular of mankind, that N-word. There's no man can make me call them that. And they use that freely. I would say, damn you, but I'm not going to call you that. And that's how they call them brothers with that. And then they want to take that from Niger, with Yahshua, the word there, and say that means that you damn liar, you a dirty dog. And the titties that you suck ought to slop you. The one that gave you breast milk. But that was your problem. You had Semelites. I got breast milk. That's what I got. I thought that when I was born, I was 10. I said, no, my mother said that I was 13 pounds 5 ounces. She said, I almost died with you, son. And she said, son, when you came out with your right hand and you were doing it like that, looking at it. Your eye. She said, that's how you came out. She's almost died with you. 13 pounds, 5 ounces. She said, that's what you weigh. No 10-pound baby now. 13 pounds. You weigh 13 pounds, 5 ounces. That's what she told me. 13 pounds. That's right. That's on my birth certificate. 13 pounds. Look at him. 5 ounces. That's what she's almost died. I'm glad you chastised me, Mama, the way you did. I am. Hallelujah. Yeah. They shall say, prophesy to me deceit. And then they will say in verse 11, the strong delusion, turn aside from the derek, or the way. Turn aside from the right way. And turn aside out of the path. Cause the Kodesh ones of YisraYah'ale to cease, or to desist from us. Cause the nation to move away from us and turn against Yah and to go our own way. He's going to send the delusions and the strong plan A, that you will not know whether it's the truth or lie. And that's what these men that Yah is raising them up. That's why I don't really talk about, I don't care. Because I know it's in the hands of Yah. Hallelujah. He's raising up these unlearned individuals that you can train anyone in anything to speak the same thing. And they all speak the same thing. Yeah? But the strength of all of that, to me, my knowledge, is there's no agreement with them. They treat each other like dogs. They treat who they call Esau better than they treat each other. They fear Esau more than they fear to honor each other. And that's a fact. They speak each other lowly, and they speak of the women of that same hill that their mammies were. They talk against them like they're dogs. These are little weak, coward boys. I must go this way, nation. Dropping babies everywhere. And say that the woman, I know there's some dirty women that do dirty things. And every woman is not that way. You don't even take care of the child. You don't even buy pampers. You don't spend no time with the child. Tell him go get my baby because she ain't going. There are men that want to be with their children. And there are those that don't want. They got 4 or 5 by 2 or 3 different women. They don't want to be with them. They don't know not paying child support and taking care of them. That's not even a man. If a man doesn't take care of his own home, he's worse than an infidel. He's a dog. and you call yourself a prophet of the Lord, I apologize, my friend. You are a prophet of your twisted, faggot Lord. Yes. You are. And I'm talking about your long hair, hippie Jesus Christ. Yes. Where they got dreads or stringy blonde. Same one. No different. I intend to make you mad. I want you to get angry with me. Because y'all's angry with the wicked every day. Yeah. I want to close here. Look, listen, I won't finish all this. Let's go to Romans quickly. Hallelujah. Romans chapter 121. He shall send strong delusions. You believe lies and every kind of corrupt thing. Because of this one thing here. Yah has chosen our delusion. And so you don't know how it's coming, my friends. Your sins have culminated, our wicked ways have culminated in delusions that we never tackle or try. Romans chapter 1 verse 21. Chapter 1 verse 21, I want to begin. Yah says this. This is what the deluded mind does. You become a fool. Because that when the Yah knew Yah, he said they did not they did not magnify, they did not praise, exude, exalt. They did not even celebrate Yah. We celebrate everything but Him. We celebrate a pot of chitlins over Him. They did not magnify Yah and honor Him, not as Yah, neither were their hearts encased with the Ruach of Torah were they thankful. But they became vain in their imagination. They questioned about what is true. They have so many questions. That's what imagination does. It tricks you. Yes. It fools you. True. That you actually think that you're doing something right. They became vain in their imagination. And then it says, and their foolish hearts, they were dark. Yeshua did so without any light. They were darkened. The hearts were blind. They were deprived of light. Hoshach. No light in them. Now, this wicked world, especially those that identify with Hebrewism, all of them, they break down the woman as though she's nothing. Well, he's weak. I'll tell you what, boss man. Come and work with me, you'll find out. It takes a resolve a lot to work hard. You'll find out whether I'm weak, all right? And they break them down. Oh, there are women that speak out of ignorance. It doesn't imply that they're Jezebels, the dogs. And that's how they break them down, because they don't even know there is nothing. Let me say this. Yah identifies her with His kind of special help. And so when He identifies the helpmeet, she's an Ezra. She's a special help. And Yah only used that word Ezra in 2 occasions. When He gave man a helpmeet, when He tells you He's a very special help in time of trouble, there's no other place where it's used. He identifies her as being that help. Hallelujah. And that beauty of your strength, man. She will beautify your strength. Her beauty, her strength, her personality will make known your strength in the marketplace. And when men see you, they say, look at him. And when they look at her, they can see why. Because she's the beauty of his strength. They will know he's the strength, not because you get on the corner, jackass, and call them every kind of incendiary term there is. Hoes and the dog manner. Your mother was that too, my friend. And so they got these little empty boys. Many of them still living home with mama. Many of them still living home with mama. Yes. Grandmama. 6 or 7 in the house and they talking that snack. Yes. And He gave him a special assistant. Yes. Because He knew that man would need it. Hallelujah. I'm to be embraced that women they do stupid things like you put a baby in that woman. She didn't put that baby by herself. Right. She didn't produce that at all. And where were you in the times of great agony? I can't even see my baby. When? On Christmas? When? They are just as evil and more evil than the wicked. They're more evil.
Yes.
And they rob the women of my hill of any kind of esteem to love Yah. They do that. They call them everything that is so dishonorable. They do. Everything. I don't care if they're old or young. They talk to you the same way they talk to her, or talk to her, or talk to her. Makes no difference. And call them every kind of deplorable thing, and yet they will say you're Hebrew. I don't want to be no damn Hebrew Israelite. Not your kind. I'm of the seed of Abraham.
Hallelujah.
I'm a YisraYah'ale. I'm birth of the promise.
Yes.
And that's a fact. And they will rob them. That's what they do. It's evil. That's the delusion of their mind. They're so delusional they call each other anything and everything. That's my brother. He's not. You're not my brother. As the old Proverbs, I don't need enemies if you're my enemy. I don't need no friend like you, because I know you're an enemy. Quickly, hallelujah.
Yeah.
That's what they do. And then this not only that Yah says, because when they knew Yah, they did not magnify him, and they honored him not as Yah, neither were they thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish hearts were darkened, professing, alleging, and talking, themselves to be wise, they became fools. So don't tell me don't call no one a fool. They are fools. Job said they became fools. And they changed the splendor of the incorruptible Yah into an image made like the corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts. You see what these devils have done in creeping things? They've changed the image of Yahshua into something that satisfied them. And they all got up this image of their Jesus Christ. They all got up the image, and they all look different. Almost all the ones that are Caucasian, they look alike. Long, hippie, stringy, faggot-looking hair. Dready, short dress, and long hair. It's silly, isn't it? It's their foolishness into creeping things. Wherefore Yah also gave them up. This is Yahweh, same word. He shall give them strong delusion. He gave them up to uncleanliness, to the lust of their own heart. That's what these men are doing. That's what these leaders are doing. They're lusting out of their own hearts. They have so much lust.
Yes.
It's not that they are performers, they just got lust.
Yes.
Guts bigger than mine. You, come on, man. No energy. They don't have no energy. You can't tell me. Laying around eating pork chops, you look like that. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
The own lust of their hearts to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Now I know what every woman says as far as man with man, and he is talking about that. But they dishonor even their bodies among themselves. They don't have no love for each other. You call and say that to me, it's a delusion that I'm your brother when you call me the most ignorant thing upon the face of the earth. One of the most farthest things that when you use your N-word and you call me that, and you call me brother, I don't need no enemies if you're my friend. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And not only that, in verse 25, they changed the truth of Yah into a pseudo, into a flat-out lie. They make falsehood of it. And then they render themselves service to the creature more than the Creator. These men are not serving Yah. They're not even serving their vile Jesus. They're serving one thing, what they call just the identity or perceive that they're Hebrew Israelites. They're serving that mantra because they take pride in that. And they all talk alike. They all say the same thing, all of them. They all talk just alike. And the language is the same. Hallelujah. Yeah. And then they will shachar, they will bow down and serve the creature more than the creator. More than the, you know who you are? You know who you is? You know your lineage? These young boys on the street that call themselves prophets, let me say this to you, our friends and enemies. I'm an older man. I'm not going to say that I'm an old man. I cannot take you back my lineage no farther than my mother and my grandmother on that side. I can take you back to my father's. I can take you back to my mother's mother, or beyond that. I don't know. And they don't know. And they've been born in a generation. Their sons don't even know their fathers. And they don't know the lineage of their fathers. But yet, we're going to call your skin. He's a bro. So stupid. I can't take you back farther than that. I knew my grandmother on my mother's side couldn't Quran. I didn't even know her husband. Because my cut Quran, my mother and my aunt and all, they had different fathers. So they pursued just like their mother. They had different fathers. My Uncle Pete, my Uncle Book and all them, they had different fathers. They didn't know. So I don't even know her husband or the father of my mother. I've never met the father of my mother. I don't know. I will not know how to go find them. I don't know where they're buried. And these boys on the street, they don't know nothing. They just get out there like fools, and that's what I said. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
I'm not hard to find. And I'm not worried about you, okay? That's what they did, and who is blessed forevermore, so it may be fulfilled. Romans 1:26. For this cause, Yah gave them up to vile affection, as he called practice, every kind of thing that is unclean and violent. And he's talking about affections of the mind, and their minds are faded. And he gave them up to vile affections. For even the women did change the natural use of that which is against nature. And likewise also the men leaving the natural use against each other. Men with men working that which is unseemly. And receiving back to themselves repayment. And that word error right there, to say that is plenty. The same delusions. The same delusions. And they're going to receive those delusions. And God's going to pour them out upon them. Yes. What is that? They're just mental deceit. When a man thinks he's a woman, that's mentally and spiritually deception. When you think you're great, it's no different. You're mentally and spiritually twisted. Your deception. You stray mentally. You err in the ways of Almighty God. It's no different at all. None whatsoever. Allow that, brother. And you call him, utilize that kind of verbiage against him. You call him brother. You call him a friend. I don't need no enemies with friends like you. I don't want no enemies having friends like you. And even as they did not lack to echo or retain, they did not want to hold fast and retain Yah in their knowledge. Yah gave them up over to a reprobate as dachimos, a reprobate mind, and that is a mind that is unfit. It is a mind that is unfit.
Yes.
It is a mind that is not ready. Yah gave them over to a reprobate mind, and that's the reason why. To do those things which are not convenient and proper. And that's what this world is doing. And that's what the Hebrew Israelites are doing.
Yes.
And that's a fact. Well, you are the same one to say they did it in YisraYah'ale. You say he brought us back into Egypt again. So am I wrong for saying that? Or you just false as they come and you're ignorant? I make this truth plain and simple. Yah gave them up to a mind that is not stable. It can't be that a thesis or a doctrine came out of one place, no different than the Christians. How can you say you're different than the Christians? The Baptists don't give a damn about the first Baptists. The white Baptists hate white Baptists. The black Baptists hate black Baptists. The second Baptists don't give a damn about Third Baptist Church. Presbyterians, what are you but your camp? 15597 Jokebuck Street, that's your camp. And anyone that comes from Fruitcake Camp, you call him brother, but there is no agreement because you're full of pride and you're all of prideful. And you know nothing. You know nothing. You got your own schools. Enough money that course through your hands. Just like the one they called the Comforter. He was going to prison for biking the people out $5 million. Can you imagine what you could have done? $5 million. I could create a city with that.
Yes.
No, you can't do that in New York. You can't even buy a rat shack in New York for $5 million. But I can take them $5 million down to Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina. I can buy $1 million worth of piece of property. I can put in them infrastructure for less than $1 million. And I teach you boys how to build, how to lay blocks and bricks, and do all of that kind of work, and teach you how to become plumbers, electrical boys, and you build houses, and you move them one family at a time, and you others get out and hustle. You got a big right there. These are jackasses, ignoramuses. But their leaders live just like the TDJs. New York, not New York. No, but it's New York. New York townhouses, Philly townhouses, and Cali townhouses. You can't buy a house in Cali for $50,000. Not in LA. You ain't not buy nothing in New York City for no $50,000. It costs you that much a year to almost bought. That's right. Yet they do all that talking, the delusions of their mind, and their boast pridefully. You're Hebrew Israelite. Let me come here. Let me tell you your heritage. My heritage hasn't bought me one thing, and that's why they're out there looking the way that you've been critical upon them. They are critical on everyone else. They're critical on the daughters of Zion. I got sisters. I got sisters. I have never heard any of them, and I don't, when I say that, listen, I don't spend no hours on YouTube listening to these ignoramuses. And they baffle and belittling the woman that my mother looked like, and my grandmother. There are some dirty women of every people, and that have kept the husbands away from their wives and lied. They have, but all of them are not that way. They didn't know what love was. They had nobody to be tender to them. They never had a father in their home. You want to say that the father ran off because of the woman of my youth? That's not the truth, because when I grew up, there were fathers everywhere around me. There were fathers around me, and they worked. There were fathers around me. My friends had fathers. My neighbors were fathers. Randy Stafford, his father was like that. Miss McAfee across the street, they didn't have no father. But Miss McAfee was a loose woman in the day. David the Brooks behind us, they had a father. The other family, Bernard and his brother Randy, their father and mother lived there. Mr. Gasson on the next corner lived right there. Come on, we had fathers in the 60s.
Yes.
Was there? The welfare then. Food stamp. Not food stamp, but not the surplus, but the surplus. And everybody got surplus and everybody was ashamed. Because they didn't like the freebies. They didn't like those freebies. They didn't like those freebies. They didn't like those freebies. And they tried to hide taking it in. Well, some days everybody in the community going to get surplus. Not surplus, surplus. Some best cheese you want to eat. I'll eat some. That old spam I didn't like, but you get some beef at times. Nice beef. Cheese. And they gave you oatmeal and rice. Big old kidney beans and all of that. Gave you all that kind of stuff. Some of the best butter you want to eat. You take that loaf bread, that white bread as we would say, and Leave that in the oven and cut your slice of cheese that thick. It didn't work with a little thin slice like you have it that thick. And you get some of that pure butter and you lay that across that piece of cheese. You don't bake that. You put that on broil. And that butter melts all down through there and you get a little crust on that cheese. And when you take that out, you had a meal right there. And that old spam, if you did it right, you cut it about that thick. And you fry it and get a crust on each side. See, it wasn't bad. And you make your sandwich about that thick with the bread on it. That's what you did. We ate it. There was nothing else. But everyone, no one exuded any kind of pride because they got surplus. They were shameful. A mother, they were shameful. They don't want nobody to see them, but they all were going through the same thing. How you doing, baby? And beans, white beans and kidney beans. Put them on the pot, on the stove and boil them. And that evening, you could just let them simmer. Just put it down on low. They'll be right. Put enough water. We didn't have no crock pots. See, look at it. The juice and thickness of those beans. It's excellent. So we had. And nobody, I don't care who it was, they didn't like that. They didn't like that. They did not take any kind of sense of worth getting the surplus. They didn't want it. Well, what else could they do? So there were fathers that then. And what happened? Our mothers of that time, they gave a little relaxation to their children. I don't want my baby to grow up like me. Why not? And they didn't train them. And we see the apostate in the 70s and the 80s. And these are the fruitcakes that come from the 70s. No discipline. When I watched my oldest sister, she called me, I'll never forget. I don't know if that was 79, 82, somewhere like that, somewhere there. She calls me and says to me, her son, come and whip him. I said, I'm not going to whip this fruitcake. You should have done that. And my mother and they pampered him. It was unreasonable. And he's been in prison just about all his life, got babies. She ran away from home. He told her, if you touch me, you think I'm going to say that to my mother? I was 16 years old and my mother was still putting a rod on me. And the reason she stopped, because here I am a boy playing in school, active, every sport. I played basketball, I played football. That one year I played basketball, I played football, and I ran track. And I'm walking up the steps and you beat me. You're like, my mother was beating the fire out of me. I didn't, may y'all kill me. I didn't look back at her like that. I didn't run up the steps, I just walked up the steps like that. Yes. And when I got to the top of the steps, she said, I can't beat you no more. That's what she said. I can't beat you. I know why, because you can't come up these steps. I didn't tell her that. I would never talk to my mother like that. I would never. You can't come up these steps. And that was the last time I got there. Here I'm playing sports in school, high school, and you gonna whip me? Told her what, I would clean up the house? And so that's where this twisted. Those in the 70s, like her son, he's about 48. How old is he? About close to 50 now. Her son, my sister's son. Those are the ones that are delusional. And their children are crazy. And their children are just twisted. And that's just a fact, nation. But there were fathers in our home. And the women appreciated it. And although they knew the men were wrong, they stayed with them. Yeah, they did. Miss Gaston knew that her husband was wrong and dirty. She didn't leave him. And that's a fact. And so these little jackasses, that's what I call them. And I don't take nothing back. That's what they are. He's going to send strong delusion. And don't buy that ID. They've been talking about that chip for I don't know how long. And yet they got the bar, what you call on their cell phone. And for what? I won't touch your dirty hands. And It's Corona, and nobody want to be touching nobody. That's all they do. That's what they do on the day. Well, if they put it in your heart, you'll never lose it. You are so silly. It's so silly. It's just crazy the way they talk. May the riches of God rest upon you. Our friends, our enemies, appreciate you. Especially my enemies, I appreciate you. Do help us, you said, to give to help. Let me say that the person that came up, if he had a call, showed some kind of honor, we would have told him he wouldn't have to drive that far to come. And people like that, you never see them. They don't even give one dime to support the works. But that's not the time he has come, he hasn't eaten anything like that. Has no sense. And above all, I don't care if he's listening, his wife doesn't like me. She despises me. She doesn't care for me. And it makes me no difference.
Yes.
Because she can't tell me how to talk or anything. And that's just a fact. Last time he came, I was over there because of that, the condition I had. But I would have told him to leave then. I would have. Hallelujah. Yeah. And that's just a fact. That's a fact. That people, I want to come. My brother called me the other night from, I told him, listen today, from Gastonia. He used to live in Torah. Yeah, I know where Dog Village is. That's where my stomping grounds were. I say, not now. I'm not putting no one in a position like I'm putting him in that. I'm not putting my babies in that. I'm not. And I love my babies. I love the kiss in me, put my jaw in there, but I'm not doing even that. And that's just a fact. And I'm not taking no chance. You all can go out here all fruitcake-ish without your mask and all that. I'm not doing that. You got to be flat out stupid. Hear the wicked warn you, let you know that people are dying. Yes. Well, I know y'all. I know the Lord Jesus Christ. That black minister up there in Virginia, all those folks, big old, nice whole house. He's dead. He's dead. And we as Christians, we look forward to death. When death comes to me, it'll come. But I'm going to live. I look forward to living the death. Yeah. Do you all hear me? I look forward to live. For me to live is YHWH. And for me to die is gain. So when that day comes for me to die, I know I've gained. But right now, I'm going to live. And they talk that crazy talk. Open up the beaches and these fools gonna... It's crazy. It's flat out stupid. You got to have some fried pancakes and you risk your children to that. I'm not going to do that. That's a fact. If I didn't have to go out, I would. As a matter of fact, I can call Sam. I like that. They got Tuesdays and Thursdays. Nobody there but old folks. 65 and older, they got seniors there. They got, what do they call that? You go in there early. So I can go in there and shop early before anybody get in there. I'm going. That's how you do it. I don't need nothing where I don't need to shop for no pair of shoes or nothing. I don't need no suit of clothes. Nothing. I don't need nothing. I don't have the munchies that bad that I gotta have this and that. She says to me this morning, well, you don't have nothing to eat. I said, this is what I got from yesterday. This is all right. I mean, and put me some of the sweet potatoes in there, and put me a little bit of salad in there. I'd eat enough then. I was going to say something else. So when I get home this evening, I can eat some more. That's how I do it. I eat it later on. Hallelujah. You don't have to fry me no chicken. I don't need no salmon or nothing like that. I eat the same thing. When I say that, I know. And when you just started, I've been like that all my life. I eat the same thing. I don't complain about nothing. I tell you what, the biscuits, whoever made them other day, I like them biscuits. I did eat one of those. She brought me one. That was a bad biscuit. Just that's how I like them like that. That's the kind of biscuit I love. And that, Greta would say that cornbread, that was right now. I don't eat bread that often. I rather eat that bread than that Hawaiian bread. I know you don't like that. And I ain't messing with it. I rather eat that bread. That biscuit was right. It was a nice biscuit. It was a nice crust on that biscuit. I love that biscuit. And I started to say, she said, Porter, go get me another biscuit. I can just eat the biscuit. That's all I need. Yeah, right, man. Then she brought me some of that, what was that? The orange marmalade. Oh, man. I said, take it back. So I got me a heaping tablespoon. And I put it on that, and every time I take a piece of biscuit, I get some of that, and I wipe that on the biscuit. Now, I didn't split the biscuit off. I just, every time I get some, you old schoolers know what I'm talking about, and put some of that jelly on that biscuit, and I bite the piece of bread and biscuit. How about that? That's how I do it. I do it like that. Put me some jelly. Then marmalade on the biscuit, and I take me a bite. Savor that. Then I put me some on that biscuit. And see, whoever baked the biscuits, you do something crazy and try to change them. Just bake the biscuits the same way. I don't like them hog-head biscuits. Ooh, big old thick biscuits. I never liked them. When I would eat at Bojangles, I would take all the biscuit inside out and just eat the crust on the top and the bottom. That's all I ever liked. That's right. Make the biscuits. If you do something one time it's right, you don't have to change it. You don't have to add nothing to it. You don't have to alter it. Just make it the same. How do you know? Because that's how people have gotten wealthy. One just make their hamburgers the same every time. One just make their hamburgers the same every time. Cook it for the same amount of minutes. And they throw on some bread and put the other little condiments, and that's it. That's how they do it. You're the same way. You don't need to add nothing to it. You don't need to alter anything. You don't need to recipe it up. You don't recipe it down. Just do it the same way. And that's where people mess up. Well, I'm gonna do it like this, make it look, no, just make it like that thin. Roll them biscuits out, cut them out, and give me that nice crispy top on it. That's what I like. Yahweh, let us stand to our feet. Hallelujah. Be encouraged because I am. In all things we do, Barak, about Yahshua's name, we pray for the nation, your elect, your people scattered around the globe, Yah. Strengthen us all, touch every one of us, heal us. Heal your people, those that battle in the midst of this great calamity. Touch them and heal them. Reassure us this day, Yah. We're going to rejoice in all of your bountiful blessings. And Torah you for all things. We pray for YisraYah'ale, the elders, the elder daughters and sons of YisraYah'ale. Bless them and keep them all strong. The healing of Azachim, bless them, I pray. In Yahshua's mighty name. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. There's only one way, YisraYah'ale, to shalom, emunah, ahava. That's in Yahshua HaMashiach. So show us your way, Yahweh. Show us your way. Show us Abba. Show us your way, Yahweh. Lift up your voice. Oh, the cry of our lady to Yada, you know, to walk in the way of Torah, stronger each day. Show us your way. Oh, show us your way. With one voice, YisraYah'ale.